Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Before we begin, we're going to take a few moments to collect ourselves and to relax before we engage into our discussion. What we need to do is to focus now on bringing positive energy into our lives and into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We have all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our lives will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we can do this is by changing our outlook, meeting every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism, and once you do this, you will see a change in yourself. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons why your life is amazing. You will see the change. You will be changed. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful and think positive. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. This is Gloria Lee, the moderator for the show Women of Courage. Wherever you are in the world, I need you to know one thing right now. You are amazing. I know you might be upset. I know you might be hurting. And I know you might be frustrated. I know because all of these things happened to me. I was homeless for 2 years, and all I had was a computer, my son, and a car. I want you to know you still have a purpose in life, and it is my job to help you believe that again. Do you want to believe? Can you see that the divorce was not meant to take you out? Can you believe that the lost house and the lost job is a setup for something greater? By the end of this broadcast, you'll be injected with so much that you cannot help but believe again. And I am going to help you do just that. Are you ready? I got some things I want to share with you, and I will even make suggestions on books and activities that you can implement, which will ultimately bring healing and wholeness to you. If you are ready to be healed, if you're ready to be whole, just jot down the pointers I give and watch your life transform. No matter what happened, no matter whose fault it was, today is a new day, and your time to live and be free is now. Join me in this journey to wholeness. Your time for total healing is now. Today you shall recover. Wholeness, healness, and peacefulness is in the mind. That is where all battles for life end and begin. The Women of Courage show is being broadcast by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help you problem solve, to help you dream again, to help you believe that anything is possible. We want you to believe that you do not have to marry the first man you meet just to get someone to take care of you. You do not have to live a life of drudgery. You can educate yourself. All you have to do is learn to read competently. We want you to take a chance on yourself. Stop believing all the soothsayers around you that have never left a state in their lives. People who do not have courage to fly. People who only think of lying, cheating, and stealing. You can live an exciting life. All you have to do is believe that you can make your dreams come true. You do not have to go to bed with someone you despise day in and day out. You have the right to marry someone that you can talk to someone that believes in you and has faith in you as a human being. In other words, you do not have to settle for just anyone. But what you must do is strive toward your goal. You must be goal oriented. You must organize yourself. You must be clear about what you want in life and why you want such a life. All of us are made up of dreams. As our dreams unfold in our lives, our spirit soars. Realizing our dreams becomes a problem because oftentimes we are beaten down by our friends and family. We are beaten down at school by people laughing at us because of our shoe size, our ear size, our breast size, the clothes we wear, etc. We are beaten down by people saying nothing will come of our lives. We are beaten down when our mothers and grandmothers constantly say that we're going to be just like our father, an inmate in prison. Many of us are also discouraged when our mothers are inattentive. She is wrapped up in her new boyfriend. But life anew is possible. It is my job to encourage you to go as far as you can dream and as far as your dreams can take you. It is my job to get you to believe in life again. I am sick and tired of people failing at life just because they are around negative speaking and negative acting people. Do not let the failure of other people make you lose confidence in yourself. Yes, you may be surrounded by poverty, but you must look for a way out. The book, If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison, will help you. What you must do above all else is learn to read competently. You must read, read, and read. Anyone who laughs at you for reading, you need to leave that person alone. I do not care if it's your mother. Anyone who discourages you, you are to stop all association. Man is not different than plants. We need encouragement to grow as plants need water to thrive. You are to leave foolish, stupid people alone. Their ignorance will weigh you down or even get you killed. Sit down and think how you can avoid these people, especially if they're in your family. If you are overwhelmed with the tiring feeling that feels as if you're carrying a bag of stone around every morning when you get out of bed and think how you'll have to spend another living life you're not passionate about, the books I suggest are the perfect solution for your unique needs. Not only will we help you realize why these feelings overwhelm you and what you can do to change it, but they will also teach you how to live a life of strength, courage, fearlessness in order to realize all of your dreams. If you are lacking the attitude and psychology, proper resource or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambition a reality and creating the life you deserve, you will certainly derive the most benefit from professional, incredible content within these books. Contents that will assist you in achieving the results that you are after. You are never to give up on yourself. Are you ready to leave your future to chance? Of course not. Take your life in your hand and learn all the necessary tools, mindset, strategies used by the men and women of courage used in order to live the life of their dream. Change your life with our book starting today.
This right here, this is the moment right before the day starts when you get to look in the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Now, you've been through some dark days. I believe that. But all that pain and struggle, that made the person you're looking at now. So when you walk out of these doors today, I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to believe you are the strongest person walking this planet. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know the grind it took for you to be here. So when you leave here today, I need you to show them.
Today we are going to continue our discussion on reading. During the last show, we talked about how reading affects people in their daily life, how reading affects people that commit crimes, and how reading affects people experiencing a social upheaval. Now you need to decide how reading is going to affect you. How is reading going to affect your life and the lives of your children? The first question that needs to be answered is, can you read? If you can read, how often do you read and what do you read? If you can read and all you read are magazines in the doctor's office or an occasional comic book, then you're cheating yourself. You're missing out on life. Now, there are several reasons, why people do not read. Some of the reasons are people feel that books are too expensive. People feel that I don't have time. People say I don't know what to read. People say, why can't I just watch a movie? Reading keeps me up at night. Reading is too hard. Let us examine 3 of the reasons why people say that they do not read. We're going to look at the statement, reading is too hard, I don't have time to read, and books are too expensive. True, reading isn't always easy, but it doesn't have to be hard either. Try not to be intimidated when you read. People read books for many reasons, but you don't have to feel that it is an academic experience if you do not want it to be. Reading can be entertainment. It is one of the best reasons for reading. You can pick up a book and have an unforgettable experience. You can laugh, cry, sit on the edge of your seat. Another reason reading is hard to you is because you need to enlarge your vocabulary. You need to purchase a dictionary and a thesaurus and look up words that you are not familiar with when you are reading. Then you should incorporate these words in your everyday speech. Expand your vocabulary by associating with people who speak well. Stop being afraid of educated people. If you talk to educated people, some of that education may rub off on you. Now to the person who says, I don't have time. Think, you just don't have time to pick up a classic? Take a book with you everywhere, and instead of picking up your cell phone to talk to someone, why not open up a book? You can read while standing in line in a waiting room or doing a train commute. If longer works seems overwhelming, start with shorter stories or poetry. It's all about feeding your mind, even if it's only one bit at a time. This excuse really means you are cheating yourself. It is true, once in history, owning a book was once considered a luxury. These days, there are numerous sources for inexpensive literature. The internet has opened a whole new arena for readers. Literature, both old and new, is available on your handheld devices for free or deeply discounted prices. Of course, the most time honored method for getting access to books of pretty much every description at little or no cost is your public library. You can pick and choose without having to purchase. You can borrow the books and read them at home or read them on the premises or at your job. And with the exception of a late fee or damage, reading from a library is usually free. The bargain section of your local bookstore is another place to find reasonably priced books. Some places do not mind if you read while you're sitting in the store in one of their comfortable chairs. Another great resource for inexpensive books is your local used bookstore. You can buy books cheaper, used than new, and you can also trade in books you've already read or books you know you'll never get around to reading. Some of the major discount retail chains have book sections that sell remain books on the cheap. Now I want you to think back to a problem you had once that you could not solve for yourself. You had to go to someone else for help. The reason why you had to go to someone else for help is because you did not have enough information to solve your own problem. You did not know enough. Maybe it's because you failed to read. I am going to read to you from the article Reading Will Change Your Life. Reading is the gateway to a new life. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you need to change. You should pick up a book because therein lies the knowledge of change. The key to life is change. If you want a good life, then you must be capable and willing to change. If I ask you, do you want people to like you or do you want a better job? You will probably say yes to both of those. I do want people to like me and I would like a better job. If you do and you say yes to both these questions and you strive for the results, then you must be capable of change. For it is a given fact that if you change the way you think, you can change and you will change your life. Take the young man who just graduated from high school. He has a job at McDonald's. His friends tell him working at McDonald's is a do-nothing job. After listening to his friends for a while, he accepts his friends' appraisal of his job at McDonald's and he quits. Finding himself idle, he begins to hang out on the street corner. One of his ignorant buddies comes up with the bright idea to rob a liquor store. He follows and robs the store the next day. Soon he is arrested and charged with armed robbery and murder. He is convicted and off to prison he goes. The store owner was killed. He had no idea that his friends were carrying guns. Entire life was changed because he let his friends tell him that he was stupid for working at McDonald's. He also, life was changed because he did not realize that he was associating with people who wanted nothing. Our thoughts and emotions are shaped by the way we think, and the way we think is framed by the information that we receive from others. A good filtering process is necessary to keep one's thinking healthy. The young man we just spoke about did not use his filtering process, so his thinking was shaped by negativity and he met with poor results. We must always consider the information we receive from others. One way of balancing the information we receive from others is through reading. Reading opens the door to knowledge. Knowledge opens the door to the imagination. And imagination opens the door to life and prosperity and wealth and health. Change your life for the better, begin to read. There is not one wealthy person in the world who does not read. And women cannot live better lives without changing the circumstances of their life, and you cannot change the circumstances of your life without new and reliable information. Reading is your way to obtain this information. Reading is your way to better your circumstances. Mood will change when you read. Hope will abound in your spirit when you read. A better life will seem possible with reading. Take time for yourself and read. Life is too short for you to let life pass you by because you lack the knowledge that will come from reading. Certain jobs that can come your way, and you can't take these jobs because you don't have the skills. But if you would read, you would develop these skills, and life would not pass you by. There is one change you must accept that you have to make in life if you truly want to survive as a human being, and that change is reading. Knowledge comes from reading. Understanding comes from reading. Tolerance and forbearance comes from reading. If you do not read, you have effectively isolated yourself from every other human being on this planet. Reading is one of the most important activities that you will ever participate in. So today you should decide to change. You should decide to become a reader. Either you need to learn to read, or once you learn to read, you need to continue reading. And if you already know how to read, you need to pick up a book written by your fellow man and find out what other people are thinking, what other people are doing around the world. Reading a book is the biggest change you will ever make in your life. One word or one experience from a book can spark an idea that can lead to wealth and happiness. Take time out of your busy day and pick up a book and read. And make certain that one of the books that you read is the Holy Bible. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Now for my break. Here are some reasons why you need to go register and vote. If you have something to say, then you should vote. If you are sick and tired of the lies, then you should vote. If you want a government for the people, then you should vote. If you want a responsible government, then you should vote. If you want to protect your Social Security, you need to vote. If you want the post office saved, you need to vote. If you want to protest the environment, you need to vote. If you want to protect our rivers, lakes, and streams, you need to vote. If you are tired of the pollution created by carbon emissions, you need to vote. If you want good medical care for all, you need to vote. If you want to protect your family, you need to vote. In the November election, the fate of our country will be in your hands. Therefore, you need to vote. Reading is one of the most important activities that a person can participate in. A world of information is available to you. This information can help you shape and change not only your life, but the lives of your children and spouse. Visit the website touchedbythelight.us and find yourself a book to read. For more information, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com.
Reading is an activity like none other. The consequences of reading are extraordinary, just as the consequences of not reading are extraordinary, where you will live your life in darkness. You can sit before an orchestra where the music will thrill you to passion, and for a while you will soar. You can turn the radio on in your car and the music will carry you away, but there is nothing like reading. Reading will not only transport you to another place and time, reading will change the circumstances of your life forever. Reading will carry you to the future, where you will see possibilities, and reading will send you to visit the past, where you will see potential. Music provides a temporary high for your relief from your surroundings, whereas reading can lead you to a permanent relief from everything around you. Reading can change your reality, transforming you into a new person. You can read one paragraph and say, "Why not?" or "Of course." You can read one book and say, "I never thought of that," and read a second book and say, "If only I had known this before." You can see one word on the page and say to yourself, "That can be me. I have possibilities in my life." Once you begin reading in earnest, you will realize that you can learn equally from reading about how a man failed in his life, just as you can learn about how a man succeeded in his life. In fact, learning how a person failed is a good roadmap for success, because failure always provides you with an alternative point of view. Think of the man who decided to construct the street light, or to design the fire hydrant, or to design the light bulb. Where did these ideas come from? What was the source of their inspiration? One source of these inventions was reading. Reading allows for the accumulation of information. When this information is assimilated in the human brain, an idea is born. One invention sparks another invention that sparks another great idea until finally man is raised to an enhanced state of existence. Reading provides the recipe for originality. A man says to himself, "There must be a better way." He goes to the library trying to find that better way. He reads and reads and reads, assimilating information, looking for that better way. If he does not find that better way in the books he has read, he has still learned something. He has learned that he has to invent the better way. This time he begins to read books looking for ideas to help him as he invents.
Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit.
Today, I want to talk about declaration, making the announcement about who you will become. The thing about declaring or making a statement is once you say it, you begin to own it. It becomes yours. Today, I will no longer be a victim. Today, I will begin to make change. Today, I will start to take care of myself. Those are statements that you can own. Do not allow someone else's opinion have the final words on your heart. I want you to declare who you are. Declare who you will become. Today is the day for change. Today, I want to talk about self-control, the restraint exercised over one person's impulses, emotions, or desires. It is easy nowadays to lose control. We eat too much, drink too much. Everything is accessible to us. The hard part in life is finding that balance, that presence of mind to know what is good for you and to live with that discipline. I know through my own journey that when I am balanced, when I'm showing self-restraint, I start moving better. I start thinking better. I become more confident in who I am. And that's what I want you to think about. What can you do to become more balanced? to act on need and not on emotion. Remember, you are the women of courage. Fortitude can be defined as the strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or to bear pain or adversity with courage and staying power. Think about that for a moment. Fortitude is the strength you have when you go through adversity. Everyone listening will go through pain, struggle, and disappointment in our lives. That is a fact. But what defines each of us is what we do after that pain, after that struggle and disappointment. Do we lay down and become a victim, or do we rise up and continue to push forward, continue to believe, continue to fight for ourselves? Remember, you are the women of courage. Resilient is defined as someone that can recover from or adjust easily to misfortune. Now I'm telling you, life is gonna throw a lot of things your way. Some will be good and some will be bad. It is easy to be happy and optimistic when life is great. It is easy to be happy when your money's up, when your family's close, when you have a job. But we all know life won't always be like this. So when those dark times start to happen, you need to realize this is just a season to a very long book about your life. You need to realize you are stronger than you think. You can overcome adversity through faith and understanding. You are strong and not alone.
Now we shall discuss why you should read. Reading exposes you to so many different things. This helps your imagination when it comes to creating and thinking. By reading, you are painting pictures of the story in your mind. Books can take you anywhere you want to go. When you are reading, you are focusing and concentrating on one thing. By sitting still and reading, you are training your body and mind to slow down, to relax, and to focus on what you are reading. This helps you to focus and concentrate on other activities because you are used to doing this. When you read a book, you are taking in all that the book is about: people, places, and things. When you read, you are using your memory muscle. This is the cerebrum part of the brain. Using this part of your brain helps your memory long term. Reading is the best, cheapest form of entertainment that you can do. Love your library and any bookseller because these books can open up your mind to a world that you've never imagined. Your language skills and literacy were developed when your parents read to you or talked to you. So you know that if you read to your children and the more that you talk to your children, this will help develop their language skills. Reading a book for something that you want to learn about saves you so much money. We all know how expensive it is to take classes at college. So why not spend time reading about what you are interested in? You can teach yourself from specific books. When you read, you develop fluency. Fluency is defined as the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and expression. Powerful and effective language. The more you read, the more fluent you become. It has been proven that reading makes you smarter. Readers display greater knowledge of how things work, vocabulary and language development, as well as information on people, places, and things. Now, there are benefits to reading. Reading stimulates you mentally. Studies have shown that staying mentally stimulated can slow the progress of Alzheimer and dementia, since keeping your brain active and engaged prevents you from losing this power. Just like any other muscle in your body, the brain requires exercise to keep it strong and healthy. So the phrase use it or lose it is particularly apt when it comes to your mind. Doing puzzles and playing games such as chess has been found to be helpful with cognitive stimulation. When you read and lose yourself in a book, you will reduce your stress. No matter how much stress you have at work, in your personal relationships, or countless other issues faced in daily life, it all will slip away when you lose your mind, lose yourself in a great book. A well written novel can transport you to other realms, other places, while an engaging article will distract you and keep you in the present moment, letting tension drain away and allowing you to relax. When you read, you gain knowledge. Everything you read fills your head with new bits of information, and you never know when it might come in handy. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to tackle any challenges that you'll face. You can also expand your vocabulary by reading. The more you read, the more words you are exposed to, and they will inevitably make their way into your everyday vocabulary. Being articulate and well spoken is a great help in any profession, and knowing that you can speak to a higher up with self confidence can be an enormous boost to your self esteem. Speaking well can aid you in your career, as those who are well read, well spoken, and knowledgeable on a variety of topics tend to get promoted more quickly and more often than those with a smaller vocabulary and lack of awareness of literature, scientific breakthroughs, and global events. Reading books is vital for learning a new language. As a non native speaker, you gain exposure to words used in context, which will help you develop fluency. Also, you need to realize that reading will improve your memory. It will help you develop a stronger analytical thinking skill. Reading will also help improve your focus and concentration. Furthermore, your reading skills will improve. You will feel more at peace with yourself. Reading a book is the biggest change you will ever make in your life. One word or one experience from a book can spark an idea that can lead to wealth and happiness. Take time out from your busy day and read a book. Make one of the books you read the Holy Bible. Reading is important because it develops the mind. Understanding the written word is one way the mind grows in its ability. Teaching your children to read helps them develop their language skills. It also helps them to gain more confidence. Reading is important because it develops our thoughts, gives us endless knowledge and lessons to read while keeping our minds active. Reading books can help us learn, understand, and it can make us smarter. Not to mention the knowledge, vocabulary expansion, and thinking skills we develop. So read, read, read. Setting a purpose for reading will help keep you focused and engaged while reading, and it will give you a mission so that comprehension can be reinforced. Reading with a purpose motivates you and your children. Take the 3 books, The Devil's Whispers, If You Believe in God, You Don't Belong in Prison, and The Devil's Cauldron. Reading these books will change your life. You can go to the website touchedbythelight.us and read the first chapter of each of these books. Now, we will give you a preview of how these books can change your life. The books, The Devil's Whisper, If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison, and The Devil's Cauldron were written for the person that finds him or herself in a dark place. You get to this dark place by allowing people and or circumstances to weigh you down. These books will give you a way back. They provide you with tools that you can use to fight your way back to light. When you let your fears or depression control you, your thinking becomes chaotic. You do not problem solve correctly. Your body records the statement of your mind and you feel sick. As soon as you begin to feel uncomfortable or feel on edge, you need to examine your thoughts. If you get a sick feeling in the pit of your stomach, or you get a headache, or you begin to frown, or you cannot smile, you need to begin to ask yourself, why am I thinking this way? What thoughts changed the way I was feeling? Your mind is sending negative images to your body. These images are taking you to a dark place, especially if you feel like running. Remember, unpleasant situations cause dark thoughts, or making comparisons also causes dark thoughts. Betty has a new dress. She really looks pretty and people like her. I don't have a new dress, so I don't look pretty and people don't like me. Consider this. Robert left home yesterday morning looking for a job, but he did not find a job. Therefore, you conclude, if I leave home looking for a job, I will not be able to find a job. First of all, this is a stupid assumption. How do you know Robert actually went looking for a job? How do you know he did not leave home and go to his friend's house and play video games until 3 o'clock? How do you know how many employers he tried looking for a job? How many jobs did Robert tell himself he could do? Did Robert tell himself he could be a short order cook, a dishwasher, a waiter? That he could answer phones, be a fireman, an EMT driver, working as an orderly in the hospital, etc.? What jobs did Robert dismiss thinking negatively that he would not be hired? Robert could be a big liar. He wants everyone to think he spent all day looking for a job when Robert spent all day in the bar drinking because he was afraid of rejection. Robert would rather go out and rob a grocery store than to face the fact that he needs to learn to read. He would rather take a chance on going to prison than reveal the fact that he does not know how to read right, and this inability is keeping him from earning a decent living for his family, and he cannot support anyone, not even himself. Now, think about this statement. As long as McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's make hamburgers, one of these restaurants will be hiring. These restaurants are not shy about telling the public to come eat their hamburgers. So why could Robert not find a job? People are still eating hamburgers. Maybe the problem is Robert does not have enough ego strength to work a job around a lot of teenagers. Is his ego so fragile he dreads seeing any of his friends come into the restaurant and he has to wait on them? So to avoid an imagined embarrassment, he robs a grocery store, kills the clerk, and he ends up in prison. Therefore, just because Robert can't find a job does not mean you can't. Create your own future. Read the books The Devil's Cauldron, The Devil's Whisper, and If You Believe in God, You Don't Belong in Prison. And learn how to fight your way back. Learn how to be a better you. You can read the first chapter of each of these books at touchedbythelight.us. By the way, I got a question for you. What group of people are the greatest readers in this country? I bet you any amount of money you cannot answer this question correctly. So I shall tell you. The greatest readers in this country are educated black women. That is correct. Educated black women are the greatest readers in this country, including reading comic books. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now, dear male listeners, our show may be called Women of Courage, but our name should not stop you from listening to our show. You have as much to learn and to consider as women. Why? Because many of you are fathers, sons, and brothers, and you need to understand those forces and situations that affect the female members of your family. So we do implore you to listen to our show with an ear for understanding. Thank you.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Renee stepping out on faith. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Become a sponsor of the Women of Courage show by inviting 10 women for a pleasant afternoon to listen to us speak at your venue. Help us change our community to one of peace and harmony. The Women of Courage show is supported by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help women problem solve and to help women realize their dreams. Women should believe that anything is possible. Our sole purpose is the restoration of injured women, both physically and mentally. We meet twice a month on Saturday at a local restaurant to discuss subjects germane to women. We see 5 main problems of black women that we must solve ourselves. One is the sexual abuse of children, bringing unrelated males into the home and fail to notice changes in behavior. Rape and murder of black women, failure to learn the warning signs, breast cancer, which is a failure to be examined, sex trafficking of black women, accepting prostitution as a way of life, economic trials of black women due to the inability to read or lack of education. Learn how to sponsor the Women of Courage show by speaking to our spokesperson, Renee of WHPR. She can be reached at renee88.1fm@gmail.com. I repeat, renee88.1fm@gmail.com. She will tell you all about it, or you can leave a message at the number 734-686-1444. Thank you. Why you need to go register and vote. The presidential election will soon be here, and I have encountered several people who have said they are not going to vote in this election because none of the candidates are honorable or scripturally correct. While these qualities are highly desirable in candidates, we live in an age where few people involved in politics can claim any of these traits. My answer to these people is as follows. As a member of this society, you need to get out and vote. Your vote counts. It is our right to stand up against wrong in any way we can. Our government is a republic in which we are given the responsibility to vote for people to represent us. As a believer in the rule of law, we have to stand up against evil in any way we can. So we need to ask ourselves, are we for the constitutional qualities that honor the rule of law, or are we against it? If so, then you need to vote. Why complain? Vote. President Hussein Barack Obama tweeted to all of us that we all should vote. In November, it will be in your hands. Vote. Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the hands of a million people? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach a million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support.
Menzies Salon and Spa is now offering $25 flat irons Tuesdays and $55 relaxer, touch-up, trim, style included on Wednesdays. Full body massage for $29. Barbara's on duty. Menzies Salon and Spa is a full-service spa and salon located at 22884 Ryan at 9 Mile Road in Warren, Michigan. Call 586-510-4545.
Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit. Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Thank you. Here are some reasons why you need to go register and vote. If you have something to say, then you should vote. If you are sick and tired of the lies, then you should vote. If you want a government for the people, then you should vote. If you want a responsible government, then you should vote. If you want to protect your Social Security, you need to vote. If you want the post office saved, you need to vote. If you want to protest the environment, you need to vote. If you want to protect our rivers, lakes, and streams, you need to vote. If you are tired of the pollution created by carbon emissions, you need to vote. If you want good medical care for all, you need to vote. If you want to protect your family, you need to vote. In the November election, the fate of our country will be in your hands. Therefore, you need to vote.
Don't be discouraged. Yes, you can live a life you want to and be the person you want to. Be a goal-getter. Take this bold step to order and purchase these life-changing books so as to learn the detail of the struggles and limitations women faced before becoming the icons they are today. Then you can avoid mistakes too. I'm going to be honest with you here. There's only one inspirational book which has encouraged me not to be fearful as a woman, but to take a bold but little step to changing my low self-esteem and total life situation positively, so quickly and greatly. My little secret has been the books titled Women of Courage. This book has been so amazing and knowledge-packed. Before now, there hasn't really been a right, perfect time to do the right or perfect thing. Most often than not, I've continued to wait for the right time to have things done, but it always never comes. Not until I got hold of the books, Women of Courage. To gain knowledge and becoming a woman of purpose, only then I was able to create the perfect and right time to grab every opportunity that confronted me. I was strong and determined never to get too comfortable and to stop growing. I was able to use and control my anger and temper for the right course. I became the woman of courage that was not deterred of what people say. I created and took advantage of every opportunity where people saw as limitations. Thanks to the story of many courageous and determined women of history. Interesting, isn't it? The success story of many women who read the book convinced me. Here I am, more refined, courageous, and living the kind of life I have always hoped for. You too can become the woman of courage and purpose everyone would admire, just like me.
Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage and have a great day.